Hey everyone, Ryan Lelf here coming to you. I apologize, I'm a little tardy to tonight's Wisdom from the Recliner at 9 o'clock Central Standard Time. This is Volume 50. Yeah, baby, Volume 50. It's amazing. So, hey, where's everyone listening in from? We've got some fun topics to talk about. I'd already planned on talking about the subject of accepting and also dropping the ball, but I've decided to add in sex and pooping. In fact, the reason I was tardy in getting on here is I was having bowel movement number 3 today. So, where are you guys viewing from? Let me know. I always love to see who I'm connected with and where they live and what part of the world they're in. And just thankful for all the wonderful connections and friends and people that I interact with and meet through Facebook. I feel like I could travel just about anywhere in the world now and meet up with someone that I feel like I would know from Facebook. So, hey, let's get started. Let's jump right in. And for those who are just jumping on, they can let us know where they're coming in from. And those that miss a little bit, if they want, they can go back and watch it later. Or if they don't want to and they got something better to do, that's cool too. So, hey, so the first thing I want to talk about was the subject of accepting. And, you know, I find that we hear a lot of times from like motivational, hey, yeah, baby, Ty, I just drank a kombucha at dinner tonight. Yeah, right here. This is my new favorite right here, man. I love these. Absolutely delicious. Yeah, must have helped me digest that good vegan meal I had tonight, baby. Because, man, I unloaded. Yeah. So that's enough about that for the moment. But anyway, I hear a lot of self-development speakers. You read this in a lot of books. You hear a lot of people saying, you know, don't accept the status quo. You know, don't accept being average and ordinary. Don't accept, you know, maybe your upbringing or whatever. Oh, hey, and by the way, just for fun, guys, just so you can see over there. Yeah, I don't know if you guys can read that, but I'm right in the middle, or I just started watching tonight. I'm going to finish it after we get done here. It's called Minimalism. It's a documentary, and I'm watching that, so pretty cool. Okay, Carrie, private message me, and we'll go from there. Carrie, if you're just looking for like general information, we have a blog. I can, yes, it's on Netflix, Ty, that's correct. Carrie, we have a blog. I can send you some other information, or if you're wanting more like specific coaching or one-on-one help, just inbox me and let me know, okay? And just have faith, believe that you are loved, know that planet Earth hits us all. Cancer does not have to mean a death sentence. It really can just mean change. Okay, so much love to you. I'm so sorry that you're facing this, but there is hope. And yeah, so anyway, I don't know if that minimalism documentary is on Amazon too or not. You can check on Amazon Prime. I'm not sure. We have Netflix, and it's on Netflix, so I'm going to watch it as soon as I get done here. So anyway, so, you know, a lot of people say you need to be accepting, or I'm sorry, they need to say, you know, don't be accepting. Don't be accepting of your childhood if it wasn't good. Don't be accepting of being average and ordinary. Don't be accepting, you know, of all these things, right? And I get all that. Don't be accepting of the status quo. You know, don't be accepting of just what anyone says. You know, question everything. And I subscribe to all that. But I got something in my heart the other day, and something kind of welled up in me, and I thought about being more accepting of other things. And I thought about this whole idea of being accepting or not being accepting from the opposite perspective. What if we were more accepting of ourselves? What if we were more accepting of things out of our control? What if we were more accepting of mistakes? What if we were more accepting of failure? What if we were more accepting of humanness? What if we were more accepting of ourselves and then we offered that to others? What if we were more accepting of our spouse? What if we were more accepting of our friends? What if we were more accepting of the people we work with? What if we were more accepting of our children? What if we became more accepting of the fact that we're all have flaws, we're all weak in some areas, none of us are great at everything? What if we were more accepting of the weather? What if we were more accepting of the way politics are going? What if we were more accepting? I just wonder if we might be able to live well better. And I just thought I would share that with you. I want to be more accepting of this amazing life that I've been given. I shared this the other night, and it's worth continuing to share. And I'm going to find out exactly where this Gary Vaynerchuk got this statistic from. But did you guys know what the odds were of you and I even being a human being on planet Earth and actually having life? Yeah, 400 trillion to 1. Yeah. I mean, we have a greater chance of winning the Mega Millions 7 times in our lifetime than we did of even being a human in the first place. So if the odds were that incredible, and it was such a gift, and we didn't have anything, to do with being here, why aren't we so much more accepting? Why do we fight against so many things that are out of our control? Why do we even fight ourselves all the time? Why are we so hard on ourselves? Why can't we just be accepting that we're not good at everything? Why can't we be accepting that some people are just better than us at some things? Why can't that just be okay? Why can't we accept it and be happy for them and not have to feel bad about us? You know what I'm saying? Anyway, some of you are making some great comments and I'm getting distracted by them. Like Ty just says, I really think unconditional love is the secret to this life. Ty, buddy, there couldn't be a more truer statement in all the universe, buddy. I believe that with all my heart, man. It is about unconditional love. I have to unconditionally love myself. All my shit. All of it. Every flippin' bit of it. My dang personality, my quirks, my habitual habits that I'm in, my issues, my tone, the way my nose looks. I mean, all of it, right? What if we could just be more accepting? So I think I've driven that point home, and I'll just let God do the rest and whatever resonates in you. I know I needed to be more accepting of Ryan, and I want to be more accepting of Caroline, and more accepting of Addison, Atlanta, and Arthur, and then others and those around me. And I just thought I'd pass that along. Okay? Anyway, moving on. Subject number 2, dropping the ball. All right? Folks, I'm telling you right now, I am dropping the ball in many different areas of my life. And by the way, so are you. Are you okay with that? I'll just give you a great example, okay? So everybody looks on at me and Caroline, and a lot of people are inspired by our journey and our story, and we look like we're not human probably sometimes to some people, and the perception gets blown way out of proportion, right? But I'm just telling you right now, I've been dropping the ball on my teeth, okay? I am not brushing my teeth as often or as well, and I'm not flossing near as much as I ought to be. I mean, I know it. And even though, I know it, and my wife's actually here, let's see this. Look at her in there. Where are you at? Yeah, look at her. Yeah. Don't worry, we're going to talk about all the areas you're dropping the ball next. Ha! Actually, Caroline's perfect. She never drops the ball, ever. You know what's crazy is some of you women actually think that about her. Oh, that just cracks me up thinking about it. right? So like, this is just one funny thing. Like, I'm just so telling on myself, but I'm dropping the ball. And I mean, like, there's no great explanation for it, right? I mean, sometimes I just literally think of it. I've already curled up in bed. I've totally turned off all my electronics, and I'm like wanting to just fall asleep, and it hits me, oh, I haven't brushed my teeth. Oh, I haven't flossed, right? And I'm like, I don't want to do it, so I ain't doing it, right? So I don't do it, right? I mean, holy crap, man. The guy that motivated himself to do what it takes to reverse stage 4 cancer, and he can't get his ass to get up out of bed for 2 more minutes and go brush his teeth and floss every night, right? Folks, we're all dropping the ball. Everyone is, right? You're dropping the ball. I'm dropping the ball. Who gives a fuck, right? Yeah. Who cares? And this is just an area that's obvious to me right now. I mean, I'm sure if we got Caroline on here, oh, I know. The other day she said, you're dropping the ball with your pills, Brian, your supplements. You're supposed to be taking them 5 times a day. You're dropping the ball, right? You've only been getting 4 in lately, you know? I'm like, oh, man, you know? I mean, you're dropping the ball, right? I mean, we're always dropping the ball. You're dropping the ball at work, or you're dropping the ball with, your health, or you're dropping the ball with your spouse, or you're dropping the ball with your kids, or you're dropping the ball with your sleep. I mean, right? Like, everybody's dropping balls, like, all the time, okay? And maybe that goes back to point number 1. Be more accepting of dropping balls. Just fun saying that, isn't it? Right? But I mean, seriously, like, this illusion of perfectionism that we hold up for ourselves, but also this false thing that we think somehow some other people are actually doing, you know what I mean? Like, and no offense, I appreciate all these wonderful comments, and stuff and all that, but like, guys, of course my teeth are a priority, okay? Did you know that there can actually be so many great priorities that you can still actually be dropping the ball on a priority? Yeah, go figure. I mean, all this bullshit about, oh, you can have it all. I mean, I guess you can, but like, to really think you're going to be able to invest all the time you actually need to in every single area, so that you always have tons of money and tons of freedom and tons of intimacy and tons of connection and tons of friends. I mean, like, you can't even keep those 5 priorities like at the top of their game like your whole life all the time, right? I mean, there's ebbs and flows, Maybe we should be a lot more empathetic. Maybe we should be graceful. You know what I mean? Bam! Ty, you're on fire tonight. Man, you sound like you've been listening to me. All you can do is all you can do, and all you can do is enough. And that saying is only worth its weight in gold when you actually hold it true for yourself and your heart, Like, stop even talking about the fact that you're dropping the ball. If you see an area you're dropping the ball in, and you see a way to stop dropping the ball and you want to improve that, then do it. Like, don't make a big deal about it. Don't give your spouse a hard time. Don't condemn yourself, right? I mean, more than likely you're doing fantastic in some other areas, right? And don't for 1 second think that somebody else who might be doing good in the one area that you see that you're dropping the ball in, I promise you they're dropping balls in other areas. I mean, you can just for sure count on it. And anyone that says otherwise, they are lying. They're lying. They are lying. They're not being honest about themselves, because they're still thinking that there is some real life called perfectionism. And it doesn't exist. It's an illusion. It's not a part of this journey here on planet Earth. So figure out a way to let it go, get past it, get over it. And if you can laugh about it later, laugh about it now, right? And I'll make sure to brush my teeth really good, including my gums, and floss tonight, right? And I'm supposed to buy something else that my holistic dentist told me to. Oh, and that just reminds me, I got to reschedule my cleaning because it's on a day that I'm going to be out of town in January. All right, yeah. I was going to get back to that at some point, but anyway. So, yeah. those were the two subjects I had. Then what happened is I read this great post from my really good Facebook buddy, I should say. I met him back 3 years ago in a business, and just a neat guy, man. I enjoy keeping up with him from time to time, and I love his perspective on just life and things. And he shared some information in a post that got me thinking about talking to your kids about sex. And then another Facebook friend of mine that I've never met, she just had an entire thread going on just the subject of sex and how wonderful it is and how crazy it is that so many people can't talk about it and how it's like taboo and how people aren't willing to just admit how amazing and pleasurable it is and how incredible of a thing and how we should all be participating in it as often as possible. And so like I put out a post and yeah, speaking of an area that I might be dropping the ball in, I'm like, I'm reading some of these great parents and what they're sharing about talking to their kids about sex, and I'm like, yeah, I'm thinking we might want to think about this area a little bit more. We might be able to do a little bit better than what we're doing. But anyway, you know what? We're doing the best we can, and I got some good ideas tonight. My oldest son's 11, and I'm just going to let God lead us and trust that the door will kind of open and just try to create some ongoing dialogue, because I do believe it's not just like a one-time talk. You want to just keep those open lines of communication going. I don't want it to be anything taboo or even really uncomfortable. I just want him to be able to openly talk about it, you know, and it not to be some ooh or whatever. No, I want him just to be able to talk about it. I don't want him to be afraid of it. I want him to be educated, and I want him to understand, you know, the beauty of it. And I also want him to understand why he, you know, is going to probably want to make some good decisions and choices in that, what God has to say about it, and also some of the consequences that can come. And then I just have to trust. You know, I can't be with him 24/7, and my parents couldn't be with me 24/7, you know. So, well, Kimber Crow, I'm glad you spoke up, right? Why don't you get your little hiney down here, you and your amazing hubby Matt, and why don't you teach us all those wonderful conversations and discussion you're having with your kids? We'll even prepare a phenomenal raw vegan meal for you guys. Come on down. The kids will have a blast upstairs, and you can teach us all the wonderful things you've already learned and probably screwed up so that we can benefit from all your wisdom, okay? Please, I'm serious. We've been trying to get together anyway, right? Get your hiney to T-Town, all right? Ty, you have 2 kids. What do you mean, what is sex? Oh, man. I'm telling you guys, I could do a whole wisdom from the recliner just on this. Kimber, we're going to be gone that day. We won't be in the state of Oklahoma, or you would be here in a heartbeat. So shoot me some more dates. Come on, keep them coming till we find one. We got to meet. Matt and I have been trying to get together for a long time, but I'm serious. I really mean this. Like, I would really just love to hear what you guys have found has kind of worked, how you've opened the doors. Your kids are similar ages to ours. And I really mean it. I think it's such an important subject, man. Like, I don't want to veer too off here, but look, I'll just tell you this, okay? I grew up with nobody talking to me about sex, okay? In fact, I was nervous in high school because I knew nothing about it, and I was embarrassed because people were talking about it, and I didn't know anything. I didn't know anything was going on, you know. And then I didn't have sex till I got married. You know what I mean? And then Caroline and I got married, and honestly, that was a tough thing for the first 4 years. You know, we were like, it was hard, you know, and no one had ever talked to us, and we didn't know who to turn to, and it was kind of a real issue and a frustration in our marriage, you know. And it's really taken us a long time, probably a decade or longer, for that to really come alive and really be something that wasn't frustrating and an issue. And I think it's something that people are dealing with way more than a lot of us want to admit and talk about. And I just say, why don't we go there? You know, why don't we bring it out in the open? What's everybody so afraid of? Why are we all trying to put up fronts and act like we don't have, you know, I mean, hey, I've dropped the ball, Lord knows, plenty of times in the area of sex, right? You know, like, I mean, Michelle, yeah, JH Ranch, that jogs the memory, but I don't know all the details, so tell me more. I'm sure there's something good you're talking about there, you know. But listen, I'll tell you right now, an ongoing, long-lasting, incredible marriage is going to need some flaming hot, incredible, frequent sex happening. So however you arrive at that, or however you get that going, or how you keep that going, or however you're consistent, we all need to be sharing tips on that stuff. Because without it, man, all kinds of no bueno stuff starts happening in marriages without it. It's not all about that. It doesn't revolve all around that. I'm not in any way suggesting it, but to act like it's not a major part of it, I think it's kind of like having our head in the sands. You know what I mean? All that matters is that your balls are dropped. Todd says, I'm sorry, man. Sex talk and puberty. Oh, geez, man. Of course, a male came up with that. But anyway, no, in all seriousness, just the subject of sex, talking about it with kids. Michelle says, J.H. Rance is parent-child adventure and open communication about sex, marriage, choosing a mate, and rating. Oh, wow. Like, wow. Michelle, send me the info on that. Send a link or post it out here, because I'm sure other people will want to see that too. I want to start looking into that so that in the next, like, maybe 2 years, I want to do that with my oldest son. I guess you go like one parent with one child or something. I got to learn all about that. I know some Primerica people that have talked about that before. That sounds awesome. And it's all about, that's why I like being open and talking about this stuff in my Facebook community and with all of you, is because that's how you learn. You know, and that's how you get great ideas, and that's how you gain wisdom and insight, man. We can learn from everybody. I mean, we really can. Why do we get so caught up in not being accepting of others? Why do we get so judgmental? Why are we not accepting of ourselves? Why do we look on at someone and go, oh man, can you believe they're dropping the ball in their marriage? I mean, my God, what the fuck's wrong with them? I mean, how pathetic, right? I mean, yeah, like as if we're not dropping any balls, you know? Like, where is the empathy? Where is the sympathy? And I'm not talking about people who are just constantly acting like they're a victim and just don't want to do anything to try to get better, or not open to emotional healing. Or look, I get all that, but what I'm saying is, it's like there's a lot of people out here, they're really trying. They really, honest to God, are. And if we got focused on the couple of areas they're really thriving in and quit getting so caught up in the areas we think they should be doing so much better in, same goes for ourselves. Like, man, the world would be a beautiful place. It already is a beautiful place, but it'd be like more beautiful, and there'd be more joy and more love and more friendship and more fun and better, healthier discussions, even when we disagree, you know, like all that good stuff, right? So anyway, moving on to subject number 4, and then I'll take a few questions, then I got to wrap up because I want to watch this minimalism documentary and hit the sack before midnight. But pooping. Right? If you are not pooping at least once a day, I mean this in all seriousness before this just goes super funny, you got to check into that. Like, that is a major indicator and red flag that your body is not operating correctly. It's not functioning right. And honestly, it really needs to be more like 2 or 3 times a day, which is where I'm at. And our family, all 5 of us poop at least once a day. And if we don't, it's all fruit day immediately. And we got to get that lymphatic system moving, and we got to get our bowels moving. You've got to be pooping. I'm serious. Like, no jokes, no funny things. Like, I'm not kidding. This is for real. This is serious stuff. I mean, I don't know, because I'm not a doctor. I'm not a medical profession. But constipation is probably an early indicator of heading in the wrong direction, to the point of some serious health issues coming on, right? So, big deal, right? And fruit makes you poop, okay? Or like Cali tea, right? Like, I can start drinking Cali tea, and it's like, oh man, like I'm going to Apple University right now, you know, because I have Apple Computer, I have an Apple Watch, and I have an Apple phone, right? I thought, you know, I ought to learn some more. I want to get better at using these tools to, you know, with my life. And so I'm drinking Cali tea all the way to the mall for my class the other day, and I'm like, oh shit, I gotta take a dump. And it's like time for the class to start. So I try to hold it for a while, and thank God, about 20 minutes in, I'm like, it ain't gonna let me hold it, okay? And so, thank God they had a restroom you could use right there at Apple. And a lot of people, I think if they're really honest, they don't eat a lot of fruit. They're not doing things to detox their body and create that movement in their bowels because they think it's inconvenience to go to the bathroom all the time, right? Listen, it's inconvenience to be fucking sick. It's inconvenience to get cancer, right? Like, the way God made our bodies is they need to be pooping all the flippin' time. We call our kids super poopers. Like tonight, just tonight alone, my little boy Arthur, man, he had 2 of them, which that makes 3 for today from what I understand, right? And we high five and we fist bump and we talk about how great it is, and we talk about if you don't want to have a stomach ache and you want to, feel great all the time, well, choose fruit, choose veggies, choose real food, kids, and then poop it out. You feel great, don't you? Oh, my stomach hurts, Dad. Yeah, well, I mean, we're not food Nazis, and we're going to let you make some choices. Not all the time. Obviously, we're the parents, but sometimes the way to actually help our kids transition is by letting them make some poor choices, letting them feel the effects of it, and then helping them realize, you know what I mean? So, anyway, if you guys want to just laugh till you cry, just read some of these comments. It's flippin' hilarious. So anyway, I think we've covered all 4 subjects. Let's do some rapid fire questions, okay? The next 5 questions that come in, I'm going to answer them. Then we're going to call it a night. I'm going to get off volume 50, Wisdom from the Recliner, and I'm going to watch my minimalism documentary and see if I can find Caroline and figure out how I can take all her clothes off. No, I'm just kidding. I love you, honey. Oh, she just happened to walk in, right? And it just, what saved your life? Okay, rapid fire question. What saved my life? Caroline, what's your answer? Come on, it's rapid fire. That's not a good answer. What's the answer? The first thing that comes to mind. What saved my life? Huh?
Believing that you could heal.
Believing that I could heal. Okay? That is huge. All right? I'm going to say that it was the fact that I stayed true to myself, even when other people felt like I needed to do something different than I was doing. Yeah, so that's my answer. All right. How often and how long have you done vitamin C infusions? Great question. So I started doing them the first month I got diagnosed in October of 2015. I did them on and off probably for like the first 6 months because I wasn't aware of how important they were. I was just shotgunning it. And then in June, I did the grease blood test. Found out it was my #1 cancer killer, and I've been doing a minimum of about 3 times a week for the last 6 months. But now that my PET scan has revealed no cancer, I'm going to go down to maintenance mode, and starting in January, I'll just be getting 1 IV per week. Okay, what do I eat every day? I eat all fruit until early afternoon, and I eat a ton of fruit. Lots and lots of bananas, sometimes as many as 8 or 10 in the morning time. I'll eat a whole pineapple, sometimes 2, a big bowl of grapes, a bunch of little oranges. I eat a ton of fruit. I mean, until you're satisfied. Like, you cannot eat enough fruit. It is the most important, highest energy, amazing food ever created by God. Like, I'm here to say that 99.9% of people are not eating anywhere near enough fruit. I mean, they need to eat way more fruit, okay? Way more fruit, all right? And then I transitioned to a fruit smoothie. I put my food herbs in there from Sunrider. That is a huge deal. And then I transitioned to a green smoothie. And then I start eating veggies, celery and salsa, celery and hummus, some salad, maybe some almonds. Then I transition to my fats, and I eat, guacamole, avocados, sunflower seeds on my salads, big salads at night, loaded up with veggies. I eat more almonds, and then I get raw vegan meals from Pure Food and Juice. So go to purefoodandjuice.com and you can get an idea of some of the meals. I eat those a couple times a week sometimes, because we just haven't gotten to a place where we're learning how to make all those yet at home. And then, once or twice a week, I'll eat a cooked vegan meal, and maybe once a week, I'll eat some unhealthy stuff. And that's pretty much my routine every single day. Thoughts on the ketogenic diet? I can't honestly say that I've researched it. I can't honestly say I even know it ins and outs. I'll tell you what my wife's opinion is on it. She believes it could work maybe short term for people like with cancer. Her belief at this point, based on the limited research she has done, she's not convinced it's a good long-term diet long-term. Anything that's not plant-based, that's not promoting high fruits and veggies, we're very skeptical of, to be honest with you. Would you suggest vitamin C infusions for everyone? Absolutely. Or take vitamin C liposomal orally. If you take that 4 times a day, it's as powerful as getting an IV. All right? How can I get vitamin C infusions when no doctors will do them? You got to find one that will. It took me 9 months to find one in Tulsa. Actually, that's not true. I found one that would, but he didn't have a nurse that could access a port. So then I looked for another one, and I didn't find that one until the 9th month. You got to ask everybody you know. You got to post on Facebook. You got to search near and far and high and wide and all that. My current naturopath doctor is a chiropractor, and if you just looked him up online and didn't know that he treated cancer patients, you might not realize that he does them. I found him by posting on Facebook, okay? Balsamic vinegar and olive oil for the dressings on your salad. I guess you're asking if that's okay. I honestly don't know. I still use organic Caesar dressing a little bit from time to time, or I just squeeze lemon juice on there. I think it's probably okay if you use it in very small quantities. Again, I'm not a food Nazi. I don't believe in perfection. And so I'm sure someone's going to shoot me down for saying that I use a little bit of organic Caesar dressing. It's probably got a little bit of dairy in it or something. But I use very minimal, okay? It's always on the side. Any knowledge on histamines and mast cell activation? None at all. I'm so sorry. All right. Love you guys. Ryan D. Lelf. Be more accepting of yourself. Start tonight so you can be more accepting of others. Be okay with the fact that every person on the planet, no matter what they post on Facebook, they're dropping balls, and it's all right. You are too. Embrace it, right? Poop, shit, take dumps. It's good for you. Every day and often, all right? And have sex, a lot of it. And talk about it with your kids and be open and honest about it and enjoy the greatest pleasure on the frickin' human earth. And if you can get some tonight, go for it. Love y'all. Have a great night. Ryan D. Lelf, Wisdom from the Recliner, Volume 50. Until next time, see ya.